In today's video, we're going to be picking this Assa mortise cylinder. This one, if you look at the key, it says Assa twin combi. So the twin combis have got the normal pins at the top, and then they have the finger pins which run along the bottom and interact with a sidebar. Now I say normally because this one is a bit of an anomaly. Now when you buy locks second hand, and this one was bought off of eBay, you don't really know what you're getting. And in the past I've bought Assa twins that look like this, and when you get them the finger pins are missing, so the sidebar doesn't work, and you've only got these pins up the top, and that's similar the case with this one. It doesn't have any finger pins down it, but it's quite unusual in another respect. So I think what we'll do is we'll get it picked first of all, and then we will gut it and have a look at what's inside. So I'll just show the key works well, and we'll get them in the vise. I'll just show you the bit in there on the key, so you've got highs and lows on this one. If I zoom you in, you should get a better view of what I'm doing. So I've got a top of the keyway turning tool, and I'm going to reach for this. It's a fancy custom pick that I made a little while ago. But it's got that notched tip like the Sparrow's monkey paw, and I find that's great for getting in this keyway. It's quite a wide open keyway. It does look quite intimidating at first glance, but it's actually kind of wide open. So what I'm doing initially is just putting down some really heavy tension, because this lock has barrel driver pins in it. I find when you're picking barrel driver pins, there's kind of two distinct stages to it. So the first stage is kind of like picking a lock as normal. You're just feeling for binding pins, lifting them up. And I like to apply some quite heavy tension. Just got a little bit of movement from the core there. Yeah, quite heavy tension, cycle through, lifting those pins up. I just felt a little bit more movement. And now all of the key pins feel a lot stiffer than they were. They were just springy. That tells me that we're on the second stage of picking these barrel pins. And what we've got to do in the second stage, I'll just put a little photo up of a barrel pin. And as you can see on the bottom, they've got this quite pronounced ledge. And that ledge bites into milling that's in the core. I'll show that down the bottom. So in this second stage, you're essentially dealing with serrated pins. And to pick these barrels, I'm going to go really light tension. And I'm just looking to pick each of these serrated pins out of that milling. So you're just dealing with lots of little clicks. And in order to get them up out of that milling, you need really light tension. So just cycling through all of these pins. And you just got to be patient with these barrels. A little bit more movement there. It's not the easiest to distinguish which pins you need to pick and which pins to leave alone, because as I say, they all kind of start feeling quite stiff. I think we're pretty close. I think, as I say, all of those barrel pins, the bottom lips of them are in the milling. The closer you get to getting it open, yeah, the less feedback it seems to give. There we go, and there we go, we got that one open. Yeah, so as you feel the lock getting quiet, and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, you kind of almost feel like resetting it, but you're in fact very close to getting it picked. Now, I think I might leave this in the picked position because sometimes these do have master wafers in them. But I think what I'll do is speed up this gutting and we can see what's inside. So if we take a look inside, I'll try to give you a close-up as I gutted it. We've got master wafers in position 1 and 2. Now, they didn't come into play because as I picked it, those master wafers had stayed inside the plug. And if we look at the rest of the pins, they are standard pins down the bottom. And then you can see the barrel pins up the top in all 6 positions. I'll quickly show you the serrations there. You can see them on the plug, and that little lip of the barrel just reacts with those serrations. But the odd thing about this lock is, as you saw in the beginning, it does say Assa twin. And the twins, as I say, refers to the sort of dual bitting, the twin bittings. You've got the key pins at the top that we've obviously picked, and the finger pins down the bottom, which in this case were missing. Now, the odd thing about this one is you can see in the housing we have got a groove for the sidebar, but it's the plug that's odd because there's actually no cutout for the sidebar, and there's also no cutouts for the finger pins. And I thought that was really odd because I've never come across that before. As I said in the introduction, quite often I've bought second-hand locks off of eBay, and sometimes the Assa twins come with missing finger pins. Sometimes you'll have cutouts for 5 finger pins, but you'll only get 3 in there. So yeah, it's kind of like a powered down version of a twin. But this particular twin, even though it says twin on the key, just has this standard plug. And I don't think it's a plug for any other lock because it does have a twin keyway. So yeah, bit of a strange one, bit of an anomaly, but still quite good fun to pick. Hope you enjoyed watching today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.